Hello, my name is Christine Keith, and I am a Wilson dyslexia practitioner. And if you are seeing this, you're going to be joining me for some online tutoring. And I wanted you to see all the materials for the Wilson lesson and to get you familiar with how we're going to be doing our lessons. So the first thing is that the Wilson lesson has 10 parts. And the first block is called Word Study. And in the word study, we're going to be doing exactly that. We're going to be studying words and how they're made up, and we're going to be looking at how we can blend the sounds together to make words. And so I will talk to you about the first 5 parts of our lesson today. And then in another video, we're going to talk about parts 6 through 10, and that is called the encoding and the fluency and comprehension. And encoding is like spelling. Well, it is spelling and writing the words. And then this part is fluency and comprehension, so that's more like reading passages and understanding what they mean. So I'm going to get started with the first part of our lesson is called the sound card quick drill. And when we do the sound card quick drill, I have a document camera, and so on my document camera you'll be able to see this is the magnetic journal that we use, and it's really awesome because part of the Wilson program is being able to manipulate the tiles, because that's what makes it a multisensory lesson. So if you notice, the vowels are pink, okay? A, E, I, O, U. And then the consonants are a yellowish or tan color. And down here we have digraphs, okay? 2 letters that come together and make one new sound. These are the digraphs, okay? And the way we do the sound cards quick drill is I will point to a sound, and then the student will say, A, apple, ah. And then I'll point to the next vowel, and the student will say, E, ed, eh. And you're thinking, well, where am I going to find these key words for all these sounds? Well, you're going to get this book right here. It is called the Student Notebook, the Wilson Reading System Student Notebook. And in the Student Notebook, you have key words for all the sounds. And so most of the consonants, we don't need the key sounds, but these are just some of the sounds that sometimes get confused for students, so I put the key sounds there. And then over here on this side, we have the digraphs and their keywords for the sounds, like WH, whistle, CH, chin, ch. And then here we have all the sounds for the keywords for the sounds for the vowels. And as we go along in the steps, I introduce new sounds and I have keywords there. So that's part of the first one, the sound cards quick drill. And then I'll point, and the student will say B, bat, b, making sure they pop the sound and they don't add an to the end of it. Let's do another one. D, dog, d. Okay. G, game, g. All right, so that's part 1. That's our sound cards quick drill that only takes about 2 to 3 minutes. And this part right here, teach and review concepts for reading, we are going to, this is where it'll be under my document camera, and you will see me making words. For example, if I want to make a word, I'm going to go like this, okay? If I want to make this word. And I ask the student to tap it, okay? And I'll go like this. B, whoops, b, at, bat. And that's how we read that word, okay? So we start at 1.3 with words that just have 3 sounds, and each sound gets a tap. If I do a word that has a digraph, okay, It has 2 letters, but that's only one sound, so it gets tapped like this. Ch, I, p, chip. And I would expect the student to tap along with me at home and read the word. Okay, so that's what we do in part 2. Now part 3, right there, it says word cards. It should take about 3 to 5 minutes. I have little cards, and they have little words on them from our unit. Oh, let me see if I can find one. For example, let's see what I'm looking for here. Okay, so I have little cards like this, and the student would tap it. Crisp, crisp. And since I can't give you all the word cards, I will usually show it on a screen and then ask the student to kind of mark up the word. And I'll explain that when we do our lesson. I also teach sight words during this part, and I will introduce the sight word on a word card like this, and then I'll ask the student at home to write it on a word card, and we'll trace it with our fingers, we'll trace it on the table, and then we will add it to our student notebook. In the back, let's see if I can find the word which. It's right here. I would write a sentence for the word which on my dry erase board on my document camera, and then the student would copy it into their notebook. Okay, so that's part 3. Part 4 is word list reading. And since I can't give you a book, I will upload a picture of the word list to the student. And I just want to give you an example of what the book will look like. This is a book from step 2, so it's orange, but the step 1 book is red. I would have the words up on the screen, and I would ask the student, we always do 5 practice words, and the way I can point to it is with an arrow on my screen. I would ask the student to read the word for me, and then, you know, prompt them with questions, like if they read this word, black, I would say, where's the blend in that word, where's the digraph, and then they would show me. Okay, and then every day we do kind of like a checkout, and the student will read all of the words, okay, and then while the student is reading them, I record them on a chart that may look like this. And what I do is I just jot down a word. If the student gets it incorrect, I just jot it down so that I know that that's what I need to teach for the next time. So I'm always making sure I record errors so that I can be clear on what each student needs. And then part 5 of the lesson is sentence reading. And again, since I can't give you a book, I pull it up on the screen and the student will see it. And it will, we have sentences like this. This part's about 5 minutes. And the goal is to read all 10 sentences within the 5 minutes, but that's not where everybody starts. Everybody starts at their own pace. So that is what you'll need for the first 5 lessons, for the first 5 parts of our lesson. So I look forward to working with you.